releases UFO records. And this comes from the New York Times, published today. The title says, Navy reports describe encounters with unexplained flying objects. Now, these go back, of course, to those three famous cockpit videos, Gimbal, Go Fast, and Tic Tac, I believe they're called. The article starts off, it says, while some of the encounters have been reported publicly before, the Navy records are an official accounting of the incidents, including descriptions from the pilots of what they saw. And it has a picture here in this front page article, and there's a picture of a gentleman that says Lieutenant Ryan Graves last year described a close encounter off Virginia Beach with what looked like a flying sphere encased in a cube. This article is by Ralph Blumenthal and Leslie Keene, dated March 14th, 2020. It says Navy fighter pilots reported close encounters with unidentified aerial vehicles, including several dangerously close, in 8 incidents between June 27th, 2013 and February 13th, 2019. Now remember, one of those cockpit videos goes clear back to, I believe, 2005. It says, according to documents recently released by the Navy, 2 happened on one day, according to one of 8 unclassified Navy safety reports released in response to requests filed under the Freedom of Information Act by news outlets, including the New York Times. Last month, the Defense Department authenticated 3 videos of aerial encounters previously published by the Times, accompanying accounts of Navy pilots who reported such close encounters. And we've talked about those 3 videos quite a bit in this podcast, about how the fact that the chain of custody on these 3 videos was never completely accounted for, how amazing it was that they ended up with the To the Stars Academy watermark splattered all over them, and a lot of the shenanigans that went on with that. And now, all of a sudden, 3 years after the first release, the Navy comes clean, supposedly, I use that in quotation marks, and says, yes, those videos were in fact real. Now the article continues. It says the incidents in the videos were investigated by a little-known Pentagon program that for years looked into reports of unidentified flying objects. The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. The existence of the office was first reported by the Times in December 2017. Now, after I finish this article, I want to go back and take a look back.
Barak Yeho, Barak Yeho Shai, Barak Yeho, Barak Yeho Shai, Barak Yeho, Barak Yeho Shai, Kal Halayim La Yeho, Ba'Shem Yeho Shai, Ba'Shem Harakakadash Ma'amah. Alright, give a double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yeho Shai. Alright, you heard it on the little podcast speaking about the Navy sightings and encounters with what they call UFOs, and what we know as to be the chariots of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and the holy angels, ultimately being our deliverance, with the head honcho, or our king, the king of all kings, king of Israel, Yahushai, leading the way. So yeah, within that, it's been a lot of encounters that a lot of brothers have been seeing of these chariots. Scripture says, when you see these things come to pass, look up, because your salvation is nearer than what you believe. And you can almost feel it as you go out. I go outside a lot at night and look up into the sky, and you can feel, a sense of change in the aura. Or like I did a lesson a little while ago, called a paradigm shift in the universe, and you can feel it. You what I'm saying? You can feel the energy changing, the spirit changing. Even though wickedness is multiplying on the earth, but those are the ones that are of the righteous understand the ultimate goal is for righteousness to flourish on the earth and wickedness to be destroyed. And this is these are the times that we're coming into: destruction of the wicked, and the setting up of the righteous kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, so I want to get a couple scriptures and go into basically the UFOs and us getting salvation and everything. and talking about what Esau is preparing for with the whole Space Force. Saying China. The elder did a lesson earlier dealing with the whole thing going on with this whole Space Force thing. How they're preparing for something major to happen, not only on Earth but in the heavens. All right. As a matter of fact, let me get Revelations. Chapter 12, verse 7, it says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." So the dragon represents, Esau, European Union, and NATO and America is going to be involved with all that also. But that's dealing with the Space Force, you know. So they're going to be fighting in the heavens, and then once they break the atmosphere, after they get through handling the business out there, they're going to come on this realm and handle things in this terrain. All right. And the thing about it, Esau's going to need suits and oxygen tanks and all that while they're out there in the heavens fighting against the angels and Yahweh Shai. But like, we're going to ultimately have those bodies that can transition in between atmospheres. When we get into salvation, we're going to give those glorified bodies like how the Yahweh Shai and the holy angels have. You know, it says Revelation 12:7. It said there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. So Yahweh Shai is sending them out, giving them order to fight against these devils, man. And that's what the devils are preparing for. And the spirit of the Lord is putting the spirit on them to prepare for the fight. All right. And it says Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So you have the European Union, NATO, or anybody that forms alliance with this devil. Yahweh Shai is going to put the spirit on all of them to band up together, just like how Ronald Reagan said in his speech. How it would take a threat. It would take a threat from an outside existing force in order for the earth or the world to come together. And he said he very well believes that will happen once these outside existing. I'm just roughly paraphrasing the quote that Zaquana had in his lesson. All right, so basically saying if there was an outside force of beings that would enter into the Earth's atmosphere, that the world would band together against this outside force, and that's what the world needs to prepare for and settle the differences. All right, so basically, kind of like the Tower of Babel, and that's exactly what's going to happen according to Revelations 13, not Revelations, but Second Ezra 13. That all the nations are going to come together and fight against Yahweh Shai and the holy angels. All right. So it says on verse 8, it says, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found found any more in heaven." So they ain't gonna have no more satellites, space stations, or nothing like that out there in the atmosphere. All the trash and debris that, you know what I'm saying, that's out there in space because of them putting it out there, all that's gonna be cleansed out, and they ain't gonna be able to go back up there no more. Okay, to put none of those things up there. And it says, "And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world." And who deceived the whole world? Esau deceived the whole world. All right. They started out with Alexander, and then you had the Diadochi, the triumvirate. Then you had the rise and the fall of the Roman Empire. Then you had the rebirth of the Roman Empire with the European Union and NATO, and then what was the spearhead for that? America being the spearhead, being the war machine for NATO. You know, being the spearhead for NATO, the war machine, Slovakia. All right, so so that's the great dragon, the old serp Esau, pretty much. They Esau is the foundation of the dragon, the beast, 7 heads, and the 10 horns. You know, Esau is the foundation for that. So they are the wicked. They are the devil. They are the serpent. They are Satan working. They are the physical counterpart of Satan roaming the earth. All right. And it says on verse 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And he was sent out to deceive the whole world. It says, as soon as he came out of the pit, he went into perdition. All right. And he was supposed to deceive the whole world for a little season, according to Revelation chapter 20. All right. And he was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So all their planes and stuff are going to fall to the earth, and also spiritually, his haughtiness is going to be cast to the ground. He said, the scripture said, I seen Lucifer fall like lightning unto the earth. You know, so their haughty state that they're in is going to be cast down. All the technology that they have out there in the space stations and all that technology is going to be cast down. All right, in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it's all to the salvation for the children of Israel. All right, this is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. It says, then I turned and lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Right. All right. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. All right. And this is the chariot that he sees. So I could get my screen out, right? This is the chariot that he sees. All right. It says, verse 3. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. All right. And I will bring it forth, and saith the Lord of hosts, meaning armies, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And who is the thief? Esau. Where is his house? His house, he moved from Britain and England to America. All right. But he was still pushing the same values of Britain and England in America to Americanize, really Englandize, or Edomitize. That ain't even a word, but making that just now. But to really make the whole world walk after the lusts and fashions of Esau by the idolatry and wicked demonic ways of Esau. And America was pushing that the whole time, but it all came from the root, which was Rome over there in Europe, dealing with Esau. It started in Petra and Edom and flourished throughout the four corners of the earth in wickedness. Verse 4, it says, and I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Right. And it's being consumed right now with the word, but when Yahweh Shem Yahushai shows up, it's going to be consumed physically by the chariots. Okay. All right. Let me get Revelations 1 and 7. Let me try that. Oh no, let me get Let me get Psalms 68. Shlakia. All right, Psalm 68 and 17. It says, the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. All right, so the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are thousands, even 20,000. Thousands of angels, man. And Yahushai is in the midst of them. All right. And Yahushua is in the midst of them, and it brings that up in Ezekiel. I mean, not Ezekiel, but Second Ezra chapter 13, because that's how what Acts. Wait, let me get it. Acts chapter 2, I think. Acts chapter 2. Oh no, is it chapter 2? No, chapter 1. I'm gonna start at start at verse 10. It's Acts chapter 2, verse 1, verse 10. Slakia. It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, and he is talking about Jehoshaphat when he ascended to heaven in a chariot, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing unto the heavens? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you in heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go unto heaven. So all these encounters that they're seeing is really the host of heaven setting up for the battle, man. You know, preparing for Yahweh to say, on your mark, get set, go. All right, so going back to Psalm chapter 68, verse 17, it says, the chariots of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahushai is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. So he's the one that touched down on Mount Sinai. It says, thou hast ascended on high and has led captivity captive. Thou hast received gift for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai might dwell among them. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the power of your salvation. Right. And our ultimate benefit is salvation. He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh the Lord belong the issues from death. All right, because he's going to take away the sting of death. All right, and when he died upon the cross, he took away the sting of death. All right, and our faith takes away the sting of death, because we understand true death is being separated from him, but repenting from sin brings you back to the Father in the name of his dear Son, Yahushua. Verse 21. I'm going to read 20 again because that was a major point. It says, this is Psalm 68 and 20. It says, he that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahweh the Lord belongeth the issues from death. And sin, what brings forth death? Sin. So all sin is going to be destroyed upon that day when Yahweh Shai shows up. Verse 21, it says, but Yahweh shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such a one as goeth on still in his trespasses. So he's going to wound the head of Esau, wound the head of the wicked. And who's the head of the wicked? Esau. Who's the head of Esau? Amalek. You know, the Lord has it out for Amalek too. All right. This is Revelation 1:7. Revelations 1:7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Amen. And that's what's going to happen when he shows up with the host of heaven. Everybody gonna be terrified, because you know the angels are gonna show up ready to fight. They're gonna be ready to fight. Yahweh Shai gonna be ready to fight. It said he's gonna descend from above with a shout of an archangel, and that shout is gonna be like a shout to incite a riot, meaning fight. And that's what exactly we're gonna do is fight, because he said, "Told the children of Israel, thou art my battle axe and weapon of war." All right, and we're fighting the spiritual warfare now, and we're using the sword, the scriptures, and it's sharper than any two-edged sword. So our sword is sharper than Esau's sword, which is carnality. Our sword is the spirit. All right, but the chariots are going to show up. The angels are going to show up ready to get the business, man. This is our Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 21. It says, "Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad from the clouds," and clouds mean the chariots, "as from a well-drawn bow, and they shall fly to the mark." Right. And that's the angels that's gonna be zapping, man. You're gonna have the missiles coming, and then right aiming thunderbolts are gonna be them lasers zaps from the chariots. All right, Slacker. We got one more scripture I want to close it out with, and this is Malachi chapter 4, verse 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." And those wings are the chariots. Not only are they coming to destroy this place, but they're coming to deliver the elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, Malachi 4:2 again. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness, Yahweh Shai, arise with healing in his wings, and shall go forth and grow up as the calves of the stall." All right. "And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, power of armies." All right. And with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying and it served its purpose. I'm like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Harakak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.